Both of us at the same hour.
Can you play this opening section more like Sanford and Son, but in Put some stank on it.
All right. Whose turn is it today? Aaron, thank you. Sarah, can I have you move over to be with us? Is that okay? That'd be great. Thank you. Can we have you use me? That's weird. All right, let's have on the timpani part Josh and Christian, and you can take that down an octave if that's comfortable. With the snare drum, John, you're doing a great job. Let's have on line 1, I don't know your name, I'm sorry. Sorry? Catherine and Christopher and Miranda on line 1. And on line 2, the upper divisi, let's have Aaron and Sam. And let's have on the lower divisi, Andrew and I don't know your name, I'm sorry. Loren. And I don't know your name, Daniel.
You don't know Daniel's name?
Sorry.
Good God.
I don't know.
I thought everybody knew Daniel.
I don't know people, I'm sorry.
Not for a good reason.
And, okay, line 3, let's have Sarah and Jaquan. And line 4, Brandon, Josh, and Christian. Is that everybody? Did I miss anyone? Oh, line 3, I'm sorry. Yeah, solo and then switch to line 3. Thank you. Great.
Right now we have pterodactyl arms. Your arms are this long. And you'll see that. There you go.
Okay.
Great. And especially the baton that's this long, which I think actually fits you really, really well. It really does. You can bring your arms out just a little bit more and just think of that beach ball that you're on. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for keeping going no matter what, despite what you see up here. I honestly don't know what to say. I'm so, like I don't know what to say.
Okay, now why do you think that is?
I'm too concentrated on what I'm doing. I don't have the independence.
And that's why we have
in
this
my
class.
ears. Yeah.
Throughout this class, you'll work through that, and by the end of the semester, I promise you, that will not be an issue. I promise. Okay? You will learn to listen. You'll know your score really, really well. And you're loving your score right now. We want to hear their comments, but that's why you don't have a lot of things to say, because you weren't listening as much as you will be doing in the future. Okay? All right, comments, please.
Yes.
And make sure you call people by name.
Aaron.
You went from having your arms out to slowly over time kind of bringing them back in. And I know that like long arm problem, like it feels a lot more comfortable to have them here, but it was really awkward. So just practice like being out here and being comfortable and relaxed.
And the ultimate word is relax, what Aaron used. Relaxed. So there's no tension. Do you ever feel tension when you play the trombone?
Yeah.
Does Dr. Leslie work with you
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so be aware, okay? And how often do you practice your trombone in front of a mirror?
Whenever I can, whenever there's practice room with the mirror.
Okay, very good. Other comments, please?
Miranda.
Your left hand has shown monstrous improvement over the last time that you conducted. It feels much more natural, and it's helping us respond. But I know you're concentrating really hard right now, but it will help the left hand if you listen, because then the left hand will kind of tune in and go, "Oh, this is what we need to do." It's like an expressive tool.
Great. Chris.
I believe you're listening more than you believe you are. You're kind of using auditory clues to know what meter to actually change to. Do you realize that?
I think so. Yeah, like I can tell when I got it wrong. Definitely.
Yeah, because I can see that you're fixing it based off
on
of
this
what
and
you're
not on
hearing.
this.
Yeah, so you're listening more than you think you are. You're just not perceiving it as much as you want to.
All right.
It's kind of like you hear me, but you didn't hear me. You know, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
You are
difference
that.
between hearing and listening. Listening is at a much deeper level. You understand.
Yes.
Okay. Other comments?
All right.
While they, said that you were loving your score, there were a lot of times where, I think it was Miranda, Chris, and I all had the melody, and you were exactly like directly with us, making sure that you had eye contact with us, and that's like a perfect place to start trying to get out is finding the melody and then moving around with it.
All right, great.
Other comments?
You're a great trombone player, and I know from hearing you in the other groups that you play in that when you're sitting and playing trombone, you're probably not thinking a whole lot about what you're doing. You're listening to what's going on around you, because I know me as a trombone player and all of us as instrumentalists, we play our instruments well enough now, we don't have to think about it. It's second nature. You know, if you see a G above the staff, you're going to put it in second position, and that's typically out of tune, so you're going to have to make some sort of adjustment to tune with the band. You don't even think about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm logical in saying that?
Right.
Okay, so you have to get to that point, and when you started playing trombone, you had to work. Initially, you had to think about that G or B flat or whatever note it is that you're playing, and where the horn goes, what it's going to do, what your face is doing, all that stuff. You had to think about it. Now you don't, because over a course of many years and much practice and preparation, you got to the point that you don't think about it. The same thing applies in conducting. I'm not even at the point yet that I am with my trombone of not having to think about the pattern and all that stuff, because I'm still striving to learn conducting, and I think we all will the rest of our lives. But you have to get to a certain point where all that stuff's secondary. You know that this is going to happen. That's when the ears will start coming out. I'm starting to see it a little bit in myself now after almost 2 years of grad studies. So it takes lots and lots of time and time sitting at a desk with that score so that you know everything that's on it. So when you're doing this, it's not about this, it's about them and what they're putting out so that you can help them know what to put out.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Nice job.